We're at Wildwood Baseball Park on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. It's 72 degrees out. Hello, everybody. My name is Mike Martin. Joining me is the coach, not the coach, the former coach, Bill Richards, presently the director of the athletic director of the Fox River Valley Conference. 72 degrees out, Bill. Notre Dame coming in to play Sheboygan North. Kevin Rotherham is pitching. He pitched a no-hitter against North the first time. North has got their hands full.
Yeah, he's arguably the best athlete in the conference, a great football player, basketball player, and a proven hitter and pitcher. So you're right, he's the stud of the league.
I had the advantage of being able to umpire their game against South last week. It was a 1-0 win by Notre Dame, but I noticed in the conference standings they do have a loss. They lost to Preble.
Yeah, well, Preble's been kind of in and out this year, and of course those Green Bay kids all know each other and play in the summertime, so sometimes that's an advantage depending on who's having a good day.
Now, that does give a little bit of an opening for South. I think they have 2 losses in the conference, and they do have to, well, they did play Notre Dame there 2 times, so they do need some help, but that 1 loss is huge.
Well, sure, and today we've got Tommy Olson going for North, and he's a young kid that's just getting his feet wet, but if he gets the ball over the plate, I think he can be tough.
North is coming off a win in a non-conference game over Valdor, so that has to help them out because it's been a long season for them so far.
Yeah, they have a lot of young kids, Mike, and you know how that goes, and they're getting experience, and now we're into May, and you hope that the freshmen are sophomores and sophomores are juniors.
Right, yeah. Well, you want to pick up the pace a little bit going into the tournament play that's not too far away.
Well, and the great thing is everybody starts over again, and if that experience throughout the year has helped them, then North can be a force.
Well, hopefully they'll be a force tonight, but they got a tough customer in Kevin Rotherham pitching. We're going to step out, and we come back. We'll have the opening pitch for this afternoon's baseball game.
When I need you, I just close my eyes and I'm with you, and all that I so wanna give you, it's only a
You don't have to be a hero to be a hero. When you adopt a child from foster care, just being there makes all the difference.
Pop quiz for you. In what movie did I play a gang leader struggling in school? Who was my teacher? What did I learn in math class? Oh, and here's one about you. What did your kid learn in math class today?
Know what really matters. Know about your kid's school and know about your kid. Find out 100 ways to know more, do more.
The United Church of Christ. No matter who you are or where you are in life's journey, you're welcome here.
If you're not helping after-school programs, you're really helping to take them away.
That wasn't very nice.
After-school programs, wouldn't you rather be helping?
Diabetes is a killer. After I was diagnosed, I didn't feel sick, so I didn't listen to my doctor. Then it struck. I had a heart attack, then a stroke, and I was only 49.
People with diabetes are 2 to 4 times more likely to suffer a stroke than people without diabetes. And many who survive are severely disabled.
Don't let diabetes destroy your life.
Learn how to reduce your risk of stroke. Call for your free diabetes survival guide.
Give you the starting lineups for Green Bay Notre Dame. Leading off and playing center field is Matt Hannon. Batting second, the second baseman is Mac Garden. Batting third, Chet Zize. He's playing shortstop. Batting fourth and pitching is Kevin Rotherham. Batting fifth is the catcher, Travis DeRocha.
Batting 6th and playing left field is Alex Stein. Batting 7th and playing first base is Tony Zacharias. Batting 8th is the right fielder, J.T. Dierberg. And batting 9th is the DH, Brody Miller, and he's DHing for the third baseman, Mike Servey. Let's go through the defense for Sheboygan North. Out in left field is Josh Becker. In center field is the leadoff hitter, Alex Binder, and in right field is Nate Hummich. The infield from first to third is Jeff Olson at first, Ryan Ham at second, Eigenberger at third, and TJ Kellner over at short. Noel Deppies is catching, and Tommy Olson, the old left-hander, on the mound. We got to like that, huh, Coach?
Oh,
you
yeah.
and me are left-handers and a left-handed pitcher.
A lot of lefties in the booth today.
That's a good thing. North comes in with a 1-9 conference record. Notre Dame is 9-1. Playing third base for North is Ryan Eigenberger. Notre Dame coached by Andy Kunert, and North, Chris Wright. Our umpires today are Bill the captain behind home plate, and out on the bases is Dennis Swoboda. Those gentlemen are from Manitowoc, and we're off and running, so to speak.
Yeah, I think, Mike, the key, as we said earlier, for Tommy Olson is to obviously get ahead of the hitter.
Shortstop is up.
Chet's had a lot of big hits this year, a lot of RBIs for ND.
Zeise hitting .432 on the season. The Notre Dame stats guy is here with his laptop computer. Isn't that awesome?
That's great, yep.
Olson fakes the man back, and a good shot there by Eric Weisman, running that first base camera. Fritz Zank is behind the plate, giving you that shot. And Kerry Kautzer spinning the dials in the truck. Matter of fact, at that girls' game, Kerry Kautzer was spinning the dials too. I thought it was Scott Meloff. I didn't never mention Kerry's name during the whole game, and he was the one directing.
Well, he gets a little high and mighty, so that's not a bad thing.
Well, I thought you had a great line. Rotherham was warming up in the bullpen, and Kerry just came walking right between him and the catcher, held his hand up and said, "Time stops. I'm going through."
Here's to
yeah, likes to go that
way.
Not rolling that top hand over to pull the ball.
That's good, though, for a guy that's batting third with the kind of stats he's got this year, that he's able to go to right field, right center.
For sure. That's good for moving the runner up, too. Olson set at the chin. Big curveball is up high. That makes the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the top of the first inning. Matt Hannon struck out to lead off the game, and then Garden singled.
We'll see if he takes off here.
Good idea. He is running line drive right up the middle into center field. Ball bobbled out there, thrown in. And Notre Dame now has runners on first and third with only 1 out. And coming up is Kevin Rotherham. Rotherham hitting an even .400. Notre Dame coming into this game is 12-1 overall, 9-1 in conference. We mentioned that. North is 3-11 overall, 1-9 in conference. And you made a good comment, Coach, about Kevin Rotherham when we were walking through the bullpen area when you talked to him.
Well, he's not only a great athlete, he's very versatile, and played a couple positions in football on offense and one on defense, and was an excellent basketball player and won maybe the MVP of the league in baseball.
He's got a full ride. See you, Steve. Steve Reiner leaving the press box, has some appointments, 10-2. But he's got a full ride to Butler if he wants. For baseball, I believe that is.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what the pros think about him, and
yeah, really.
he may never get to Butler. I
Sure.
know I tried to send you to Waldo one time, and you never got there.
I got lost on the way. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. Kevin Rotherham, number 23. No hit North in the first conference game of the year, I believe. Opening game. Olsen on a fake throw, trying to drive the runner back. Curveball. And North had a play on to get the runner at third, but he wasn't moving, so it's a stolen base for Zeise.
No, he wasn't interested in coming down from third at all. And there are a lot of different ways to make that play. You can make a high return to the pitcher if you got a catcher that can shoot the ball up there, or you can throw short to the cutoff man like North did.
And I'm not sure if that was ball 4 or not, but I think they gave him an intentional walk with the 3-1 count and runners on second and third, so now they got to force at any base. And the catcher, Travis DeRocha up. DeRocha does a nice job behind the plate, coach.
He's a real hustler. This way we've got double play opportunities that we didn't have before.
DeRocha steps in, hitting .306 on the season. Olsen wind up in the pitch. DeRocha looking down to Andy Kunert. What's your last name? Thank you. Jeff Binns is helping us out with the stats for Notre Dame.
That's great. We need that.
He's the computer guy. We talked to Ellen, but she's been pretty crabby today. Curveball breaks inside.
We're just about as far away from Ellen as we can be.
Yeah, being in the press box. And we put Jeff in between us and her, so that helps. But she was a big help in getting the lineups written in the book, so give her credit there. Ole couldn't find a strike zone with the bases loaded and walks in a run. RBI for DeRocha. And the bases are still loaded.
We got a courtesy runner.
I don't know if they got it on the... Yeah, he's got his subs. Steve Myers, number 8. Courtesy runner. Alex Stein stepping in. He's the left fielder. Stein doesn't have a batting average, only has a couple of at-bats. Coach using this opportunity to get some of those players that don't play a great deal in the game.
Yeah, it's a long year from the 1st of March until now, and a lot of stuff indoors, and asking the same thing out of every kid. It's important that they get game opportunities.
Well, you never know when you're going to need those guys.
That's
right.
right.
Roll down to the end of the year and get into tournament play. Somebody gets hurt, all of a sudden this guy's got to step in. You want to have him have some at-bats. You're right, Coach. 1-1 is the count to Stein, and they're going.
Steal.
A good play by Noel Deppies. It was an outside pitch. He got it, and then he dove back in and tagged the runner coming home.
What's the fine for missing the squeeze signal if you're batting?
Yep. Called him out at the plate. And then there's a question on something else, but we're not sure what it is. Interference, I think, because then they'd have to. That runner would be out, and they'd send the runners back. Zeise is out.
Yeah, I believe so. The batter was pretty much in the way. But that's a difficult thing to call.
Because he was attempting to bunt an outside pitch. Now I wish we had the replay machine going. We'd have a great shot of that, because I think we had a pretty good shot on our screen what was going on. But Stein squared the bunt. The runners took off on the pitch. Deppies made a stab at an outside pitch and grabbed it and dove back and tagged the runner. Garden coming in. It should have been a strike because he did offer at it.
They've changed it now.
Here it is. There you see a replay of it. Great play by Deppies to dive back in and make the tag.
Excellent. He had to regain his balance and dive back to his left. And interesting call by the Notre Dame coach with a pitcher having control trouble. And
you know, I don't think the home plate umpire called a strike, Bill, and he's going to ask his partner for some help. Hey, Carrie, can you cue that up? Could we see it again, the play at home plate? While they're talking about it, Ellen's coming over. She wants to take a look at it. Jeff Binns, Notre Dame statistician, would like to see it. Maybe we can see if that guy was leaning his bat out there to try and. Whoops! It was a replay. Did you catch that?
A little quick.
Well, Coach, when something like that happens and you're the batter, you still offer up at it, right? I mean, you're supposed to offer up at it.
Yep.
I mean, you don't just let it go because you're kind of letting your base runner out to dry.
Right. I think, as you're saying, no matter where the pitch is,
go after it.
You go after it.
All right.
Well, it's 1 and 2, so it must have been a strike, huh?
Well, that's what Ellen has it. No signal by the umpire what the count is. Well, right now we've got 2 and 2 up here, and umpire, the captain, isn't
no, he's
saying
not.
anything, so apparently that must be right. Notre Dame has a run. They have runners on second and third with 2 outs. Here's another steal. Ham on a quick throw to first, and he just got the runner, Stein, by a half a step. And North gets out of the inning with only 1 run scoring. And, that was pretty close to being catcher interference, too. Deputy stuck his glove out there, but the batter missed it.
That grass appears to be fairly high out there, too. That ball didn't get very far.
It grabs it. There's not much that's going to roll through. But at the end of a half inning of play, Notre Dame won. North coming to bat.
Congratulations on the promotion.
I hope you're saving the extra money.
You gotta put it in stocks.
If you want to get ahead.
No, buns.
And CDs.
Stick it under the mattress.
Getting plenty of advice, but not enough facts? Visit saveandinvest.org. No confusing advice, no sales pitch. Just unbiased information and tools to help you manage your money with confidence. Saveandinvest.org.
Salam.
Jam.
Salam. Ewa.
Rede.
Apa? Mir. Shanti. Niat sangyok di.
We all want the same thing.
Peace.
And Rotary clubs
Sola.
are making it happen.
Lucky.
Through international scholarships for young people to promote peace and understanding
La Fei.
around the world.
Segnale da high.
Rotary. Humanity in motion.
No.
Okay. Just talking about the play at home plate. It's a 2 unassisted for Deppies tagging the runner out. And trotting back behind home plate is the Notre Dame catcher, DeRocha. And out on the mound is Rotherham. Leading off for North is Alex Binder, the center fielder. Binder steps in, hitting .037, Coach, in conference. I guess it'd be a bit of an understatement to say he's struggled at the plate so far this year.
Well, we've got to hustle up. We've only got a month left.
Really. Pitch evens the count at 1-1. Binder's fast. If he can put the ball on the ground the way the grass is grabbing, he's got a chance to beat out an infield hit. Alex playing out in center field. Been in the program all 4 years. He's a senior this year.
Rotherham seems to keep the ball down. I know I was watching him warm up. Keeps the ball downstairs real well.
That he does. Line drive, foul into the Notre Dame bullpen area. I think we're going to see a lot of balls hit off to the right side, Coach, with Rotherham on the mound. Pitch is down. Loads the count at 3-2 for North's leadoff hitter. On deck is Noel Deppies. Deppies a good hitter. Bouncing ball right back to the mound. And one out. You know, in a way, Rotherham was kind of lucky because I didn't think he finished off very good, but the ball was hit right where he...
yeah, right. He was leaning way toward first, and it just happened to be where he hit the ball.
The ball goes to his right side, or our left. He's going to have a hard play.
You see that a lot, though. I see Ben Sheets now is really falling off to the side of the mound, and I think that's why his curveball was hanging so much early.
You got to finish off in a good balanced position so you can field your position. Also helps you with your pitching.
I think Bill, the captain's pretty much a knee ball umpire, and keeping the ball down is going to help Kevin out.
Next pitch is
first curveball, I think, of the game. It was excellent down below, and
Deppie steps in. He's 6 for 28, hitting .214 on the season. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Noel. Curveball.
Another curveball.
Right over to Servey. He fires it over to first for the out. Bad hop, but stuck with it pretty nice at third baseman.
Moved well to his left. And
TJ Kellner stepping in, the number 3 hitter. He's playing shortstop today. Kellner steps in, hitting .303. Team average for North, they're struggling at the plate. Coach, 154 in conference.
yeah, well, there's they played pretty much the teams right now that have 1 or 2 stud pitchers, and
that makes a big difference.
Yeah, having to play South that doubleheader doesn't do you any favors.
No, and well, you can
South
arguably say they got 3 stud pitchers actually.
South would like to play every week a doubleheader, because no one's got a second pitcher as good as theirs.
Pitch out of the strike zone makes the count 2 balls and no strikes. Where's that Harry Carey button when you need it?
It's with your fish net.
I left that
we
at
don't
home.
We don't need it tonight.
All right. Missed the strike. It's
I
2
thought he
balls and
did,
1
but it
strike.
wasn't very clear, Ellen.
Wasn't necessarily a strike, but he called it a strike.
Right. And he wasn't real firm on it either. He wasn't sure either.
3-1 is the count. Rotherham winds and delivers, and that pitch is outside, and North has a 2-out base runner. Never too late to score a run, Coach.
Kevin doesn't seem very comfortable out on the mound. I don't know if when you have a left-handed pitcher pitching for the other team and you're right-handed, sometimes
Had a little hole
the hole in by the slab, the rubber is not where you want it.
Now batting is the designated hitter, David Thompson. Thompson loops one foul down the first base line.
That would have hurt if it would have been 42 today, but it's 72.
Yeah, really. David Thompson is 250 as he steps in, 4 for 16. He does have a couple RBIs and a double, so he can hit the ball with authority. He comes from good blood, too. His brother is a real great athlete at
Charlie,
North. Charlie Thompson. Plays at Valparaiso, I believe.
Right.
Football.
Excellent kids, work really hard, excellent work ethic.
Ed Thompson is their dad. He's a teacher, FIAD teacher over at North. Rotherham driving TJ Kellner back and what looked like to be a pretty close play. Well, with 2 outs.
I think the coach for Notre Dame would probably be saying, let's get the hitter now.
Yeah, I would think so too. Oh, wow. Kellner with a great jump. Not a chance. He went as soon as Rotherham made a motion like he was going to pitch it. He still could have probably gone to first, but he had a great jump.
Of course, maybe Rotherham is a little bit like you. He's so good that he doesn't throw out of the stretch very much.
Yeah, that was that good. When I'm pitching against those third graders. Show 'em my fastball with that wiffle ball. They can't touch it.
He's falling off Kevin's falling off the mound almost every pitch now.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Thompson.
Probably
RBI chance.
Overthrowing a little bit.
Pitch is fouled back off the screen. Had a good rip at it. Couldn't catch up to it, however. I'll tell you, the Brewers are really playing well. Wow.
Well, they're doing everything that they
didn't do all those other years.
that they hoped for. And you got guys in the middle now like Villanueva pitching really well in long relief, setting it up for the big guys. Oh, that's a great pitch there.
Thompson,
took
weak
something
swing.
off a curveball and got him off stride.
And that ends the inning. After 1 full inning of play, Notre Dame won. North, nothing.
Nuclear weapons material stored in laboratories and other facilities, some protected by just a chain-link fence. Terrorists are trying to steal these materials to make a nuclear bomb and attack us here. We need to stop them at the source by locking down the materials. There is something you can do to protect America. Visit saferworld.org. Be part of stopping a catastrophe before it happens.
What do triglycerides or trigs have to do to get noticed? Normal triglycerides are below 150. High triglycerides increase your risk of heart disease. And if you're a woman, that risk goes up even more. After standing in the shadows of good and bad cholesterol, triglyceride, also known as the forgotten fat, is ready to share the spotlight and the attention. Remember to ask your doctor about the good, the bad, and the forgotten fat. And remember, normal triglycerides are under 150.
This message brought to you by Sister to Sister, working together for healthy hearts.
Back at Wildwood Baseball Park, where Notre Dame's Tony Zacharias will lead off the top of the second. Zacharias over at first base. Steps in hitting .333 on the season. Good curveball by Olson. Ham's going to have to hustle. Oh, nice play.
Another excellent play. Tommy Olson knocked it down and slowed it down, and sometimes that's not good.
No.
But Ham appears to be very quick out there.
Made a good play. Now stepping in is J.T. Dierberg. Dierberg hitting an even 200. Brody Miller on deck, the designated hitter. There's a curveball for a strike or a slurve.
Yeah, that's the first one he's gotten inside underneath the arms.
Bouncing ball to Ryan Eigenberger. And a good scoop by Jeff Olson. Ole, good glove man over at first, Coach.
Excellent play. Excellent. He went out aggressively and took the tough hop.
Number 32 is Brody Miller, the designated hitter. And he's hitting 1,000. 1 for 1.
If my average was 1,000, I wouldn't bat again.
That'd be a good idea.
Think that one over a little bit.
Yeah, really. He's 1,000 everything. Pitch in the dirt makes it 2 balls and no strikes. First 2 batters up, first 2 batters down for Notre Dame. 7 and 8. Now we're looking at the number 9 hitter.
You start aiming the ball when you've got a small target like that.
Yeah, no, I think he stumbled too as he, delivered the pitch.
I know going back to my high school days when Sparta played Toma in their big rivalry games, Toma had a midget, and he could bat twice a game. They called him Shorty. I'm not sure why, but
is this for real, Coach? Is this?
Oh no, this is a true story. He batted twice every game, and you tried to throw normally, but it was easy to try and aim because he only had about a 1 foot strike zone.
Eddie Goodell.
Yeah, same way, yep.
Pitch is low, and that's a ball 4, and Miller reaches base. On base percentage is the 1,002, right, Jeff? Yep. That'll be interesting.
We'll see if he's got some speed.
And Jeff was telling us they got a lot of steals, Coach.
Yeah, 58 out of 66, outstanding percentage, and being aggressive has led to their 9-1 record.
Pitch is up high, ball 1. Miller on at first. Matt Hannon was a strikeout victim back in the first. Is up, he's the leadoff hitter. Ole, not a very good throw, but they had him picked off, and Miller is called safe at second.
Excellent. Tommy Olson's throw to first was a little low, and
Jeff
Olson, no relation, scooped it up and made a good throw, I guess a shade late.
Hannon up. Hannon hitting 385 in that leadoff spot. Takes that pitch for a ball. It's 2-0, where it's 2 outs in the top of the second. Notre Dame on top, 1-0. TV8 into their third of 4 broadcasts this spring season. We have one game coming up next week, Coach, on the 17th. North-South girls game. You're going to be there for that one?
Wouldn't miss it.
And that's ball 3. And it couldn't wait to get down to first. Needs to take one more pitch.
Well, the Brewers had one last week where that wasn't Cabrera. Somebody got a 3-ball walk in the Brewer game.
That's right. They didn't get the count right. I remember reading that. 2 walks in the inning, 4 walks in the game.
Well, you want to get out of this before Zeise and Rotherham come up.
Yeah, that's for sure. Garden had a hit in the in the first inning, and he scored their run. Is that up to date, Jeff? 3:16 as he steps in. You gotta get something like that.
I'm busy watching the conference.
Hey, it's only the first one of the game, though. Coach was quite critical during that North-South girls game of all the conferences each of the teams had. And there were a lot of them.
Well, I just think they should introduce each other before the game, and then they won't have to do it so often.
Really? You can have a strategy, conference every once in a while. But that's got to be during the inning, not at the end of the half inning. Runners on at first and second for Olson. That pitch rides up high. He's having a little trouble finding a strike zone now, Coach.
Yeah, his fastball stays pretty high. I suppose you could say he's got to bend that right leg a little more. He's a big boy, and he's going to have to get down. That was better.
Pitch is in there for a strike. Coming in from behind the runner was T.J. Kellner looking for the possible pickoff move. Garden up. Pickoff play. Oh, very close. Called safe by Dennis Swoboda.
It's a tough play for a left-handed pitcher, too, because you have a bad angle to look.
Good timing on that play.
Very good.
Pitch stays low.
Sometimes what they'll do is run the second baseman over in front of the runner, And then as the runner goes back to take his lead again, the shortstop comes in next.
Yeah, because the runner thinks he's got it.
He's home free.
There they go. Oh, beautiful
Slid
throw.
Slid right into the ball. That had to be right there.
Noel Deppies with a P.
Excellent.
Down to third base, and they got the runner, and that ends the half inning without Notre Dame getting any runs. 1.5 innings of play, and Notre Dame won. North, nothing. Stays low.
Sometimes what they'll do is run the second baseman.
What do triglycerides or trigs have to do to get noticed? Normal triglycerides are below 150. High triglycerides increase your risk of heart disease. And if you're a woman, that risk goes up even more. After standing in the shadows of good and bad cholesterol, triglyceride, also known as the forgotten fat, is ready to share the spotlight and the attention. Remember to ask your doctor about the good, the bad, and the forgotten fat. And remember, normal triglycerides are under 150.
This message brought to you by Sister to Sister, working together for healthy hearts.
This is a banana. This is a cat. This is fire. This is harmless and actually helpful to some people. Don't believe everything you hear. The fact is that every major health organization rejects smoked marijuana. Now that the smoke is cleared, discover truecompassion.org.
Leading off the bottom of the second inning for Sheboygan North is Josh Becker. Becker is playing out in left field. Becker hitting 107 on the season, has 3 hits and 28 at-bats. It's one thing I got to say, Coach, my career with the Sheboygan A's, I was above the Mendoza line. It's about like 217 or 220, something like that.
Well, I know you out-hit Ned Yost, but the list isn't...
Euchre, too.
The list isn't very long.
And the list isn't very long of guys that I batted higher than for Sheboygan A's either. Rotherham on the outside corner gets him on 3 pitches. Becker goes down. Tommy Olson steps in. Ole 2 for 10, hitting 200. No extra base hits for Olson. Pitch just off the outside corner for a ball.
I've seen Tommy play quite a lot of lead-up baseball through the years, and was a nice outfielder, and so he can swing the bat.
A lot of experience. He's a junior. Plays a little basketball for North also. Should see a little more playing time this next season, you'd think, being a senior.
Fortunately, he's got a little more athletic ability than his dad had.
Just a little bit more? Rotherham starting to crank it up now. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count to Tommy. Ole's a Lincoln Erdman boy, along with Jeff Olson. 3-2 is the count. Ole sticks his bat out and taps one over to the first baseman, who takes it himself for the unassisted putout.
Another nice curveball by Kevin, down and away.
Zacharias making the play. And with 2 outs and nobody on, Jeff Olson up. Jeff Olson, 1 for 8 in conference play, hitting 125. He's another kid that's played baseball all the way up, Coach. You know, I think that's his favorite sport.
Certainly got a great glove over there.
Yes, he does. North has had a lot of good first basemen over the years.
Yes, they have. Yep.
Dick Aldrich's son was a good first baseman, and Tim Tarkowski, his son Nate.
Yep, Nathan
was a good glove man. And whenever you do this kind of stuff, you know there's guys you're forgetting. What's that, Ellen? Russ Marginaw. He was the guy, I remember him, he used to slap the tags on runners really hard. Olson swings at a curveball for strike 3. And Rotherham now with 3 strikeouts at the end of 2 complete innings of play. Notre Dame 1, North nothing.
Most dangerous thing
Our kids have to deal with today.
isn't violence.
It isn't drugs, it's unhealthy food.
Too many of our kids are overweight.
They're headed for diabetes, heart problems, or worse.
They need to eat healthy things like vegetables, fruits, high-fiber vegetarian foods.
As our kids grow, the right foods can help protect them from obesity, heart problems, diabetes, and even cancer. To find out more, call for a free booklet or visit our website, kidsgethealthy.org.
One day, you were simply struggling to be a dad. The next, you're coping with a diagnosis of childhood cancer. CureSearch.org can help. It's run by doctors and scientists whose research has led to an overall cure rate of 78%. You're not as alone as you feel.
Back at Wildwood Park, where Notre Dame leads Sheboygan North 1-0, and it's been a very entertaining game, especially in that first inning with the bases loaded and getting thrown out at the plate. And
well, their philosophy running the bases, I mean, with 58 successful steals. Today it's hurt them a little bit. It's run them out of 2 innings, but Deppie's had to make a perfect throw to
get that second one.
To get that one and to end the last inning. So we'll have to see. I'm sure they're going to continue to be aggressive.
They're 2 for 4 in stolen bases today. Mac Garden takes a pitch high by Tommy Olson. Olson looking for his first conference win on the season. He's 0-1 in conference play.
See, Garden was up when the steal was on, right?
Right.
You don't usually steal third with a left-handed batter up.
No,
It's
good point.
It's an easier throw for the catcher.
There's a strike. Makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Line drive out to right field. Fair ball. Extra bases for Garden. Chugging around second. And coach holds him at second. A leadoff double.
That his second hit?
His second hit. He scored. He singled and scored back in the first, Bill, and now he's doubled. And boy, we mentioned, I think we were off the air. This is going to be a big half inning for North with these 2, 3, and 4 hitters up. Stepping in is Chet Zize. Zize hitting .447. He's got 3 doubles, 4 home runs. Ooh, 12 RBIs.
Ooh, he just missed that one.
Binder coming in, makes the nice catch. A little disappointed in Alex, so coach, he lost his hat. I used to tell the kids at Chilton when I was coaching out there, good outfielders don't lose their hat going after fly balls.
He ran right out from under it.
Yeah, really. Rotherham up, he walked in the first, is hitting .400, has a home run, 3 doubles, a triple, 11 RBIs.
I guess they still haven't figured who's the wildest coach ever at Chilton. You or Ray Malata?
Oh, Malata's got me beat by a mile. That ain't even close, coach. I'll tell you, who isn't the wildest coach out at Chilton was Jim Eisner.
Yeah.
He's a down-to-earth kind of guy. Jim, of course, the head coach when Chilton won the state basketball championship in 1986.
And who was the star?
His son, Todd Eisner.
Yep. Excellent basketball player.
He was, yeah. Presently coaching at a junior college, I believe, in Oklahoma. His dad was telling me that Todd was telling him all these kids think they're going to be in the pros.
Well, I think that's kind of permeated throughout the high school and grade school ranks, and
Well, I think
AAU ball and that
I
sort of
think
thing.
even, you know, just taking it maybe a step down as kids that play high school ball think, yeah, I can play Division I. You know, so they go off to tournaments and, you know, do other things and, you know, in hopes of, you know,
Right.
bettering their game, which is a good thing. But
Give
still
up their other activities, which is something that I guess bothers me as much as anything else.
Yeah, really, I wouldn't like playing basketball so much right now. Right now, you know, if I was a kid, because I like doing all those other sports too, football and
And
tennis.
I think that's what hurts your other programs like baseball right now, and in a lot of areas, is you're not getting the same kind of attention because of the basketball.
We were talking about that on Friday after the game, and Gene Mann said his best baseball players were kids that played multiple sports, which would seem to make sense. But
Like a
you know.
Kevin Rotherham.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Or Greg DePactor.
Yep. Rotherham, 2-2 the count to him. There's one out and a runner on second. Line drive, past the shortstop. Chugging around third is Garden. No play on him. Rotherham taking second. He's in there. Oh, he never stopped heading around first base.
No, he
Coach.
didn't. I didn't think that he'd attempt that because it wasn't that deep in left center.
Took advantage. Binder, I don't think was even looking. He was his first, you know, was to go for that runner, but Rotherham.
Yeah, he should have come up wheeling to second base.
Run in for Notre Dame on a couple of doubles. Garden scoring on Rotherham's double. And now Travis DeRocha up. DeRocha walked in the first. Steps in hitting .306, which was his batting average when he came up in the first inning because he walked. Line drive. TJ Kellner on a nice scoop. Fires it across over the head of Olson.
Got to play at second, possibly. It didn't come off the screen.
And Notre Dame with another run. This one coming on a two-base throwing error.
Yeah, TJ had to hurry it if he wanted to get him, and obviously couldn't get his feet set the way he wanted.
Thought he made a great scoop on the ball.
He did. It wasn't an easy play.
Coming in to run for DeRocha is Steve Myers, number 8. And Noel Deppy's out to talk to his pitcher, Tommy Olson. Alex Stein stepping in to hit. It's 3-0. North still looking for their first hit. Pitch is a strike. A little bit of a delayed call, but that's all right. You want to get it right. Get a good look at it. Stein bounced out to second base in the first inning to end the inning. Swings at a pitch up in his eyes, drives it out to left field. Becker, retreating, makes the catch. Looked a little shaky out there, but he had it.
Yeah, ball traveled a little bit further than I think anybody thought.
Tony Zacharias stepping in to hit. Bounced out to second. He steps in hitting .266 on the season. Runner on second base is Travis DeRocha. He grounded one to short that TJ Kellner threw over Jeff Olson's head. Drive out to right field in the gap, but coming over and closing the gap was the right fielder for North, Nate Hummich. Hummich has great speed, Coach.
Yeah, he does. We liked him last year. Really quick, good reactions out there. High school ball, you need a good right fielder.
Well, 2 runs for Notre Dame in the inning at the end of 2.5 innings of play. Notre Dame 3. North looking for their first run.
If you give me a fish.
If you give someone a fish,
you feed them for a day.
Teach someone to fish.
You feed them for a lifetime.
Give me a fish. and you'll feed me for a day. Teach me to fish, and you'll feed me for a lifetime.
Through Volunteers of America, you can help change lives in your community.
There you get a look at, I don't know if that's a fan out in center field or if they're just taking some time off from a home remodeling project. Ryan Ham is up for North. His first at bat. You know, they haven't even rolled over the lineup once yet, Coach, and we're in the third inning.
No, he's he's the best pitcher in the league, and doesn't issue any walks. Although he still doesn't look totally comfortable out there. He's throwing hard.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Ham. Ham stepping in, hitting 176 on the conference season. Bouncing ball to short. And a solid play made by Notre Dame, and first out for North.
Another excellent curveball by Kevin, down and away, and when you try to pull that pitch, you're going to ground to short every time.
Chet Zize making the play at short, and that brings up the number 9 hitter for the Golden Raiders, Ryan Eigenberger. Eigenberger is 2 for 16 in the conference season, hitting 125. Takes that pitch on the inside corner for a strike. He's got a smooth delivery, Coach.
He's getting a little more consistent now. A little more comfortable. He gets a hat that fits him, he's going to be good.
3 pitches for strikes, and Eigenberger's down. Strikeout number 4. And that brings up the leadoff hitter, Alex Binder. Rotherham has retired the last 6 Raiders in a row, 4 of them on strikeouts. Oh, there's a Binder.
Nice curveball.
That was a dandy. Pitch rides up and in for a ball.
He doesn't waste any time out there. He gets the ball and throws it, kind of like Cordero for the Brewers.
Line drive out to center field, and making a nice running catch was the center fielder, Matt Hannon.
Nice, he got a nice jump on the ball. The ball was hit well.
Yeah, I thought that was going to drop in, but it didn't. At the end of 3 complete, there you see it. Notre Dame up 3-0.
Mom, Jimmy's sick again. You were always sick, too. Not like him.
You don't remember.
He keeps getting infections.
He takes after you.
If your child is repeatedly sick, it may be PI, primary immunodeficiency disease, a defect of the immune system. The only way to know is by testing.
Mom, this isn't normal.
It's normal.
It's not normal. Talk to us about PI.
We've all solved problems in creative ways. But the quick fix isn't always the best, especially when it comes to your health. Crooked teeth or misaligned jaws could be signs of orthodontic trouble. Quick cosmetic fixes rather than orthodontic treatment may not be the best solution. Teeth that work better look better, and orthodontists improve the look of the mouth by improving tooth alignment and function. Appearance is important, but it's not everything. For a healthy smile, visit an orthodontist.
The main reason for calling was just to remind you
that you were going to buy a Coke.
That too. Leading off the top of the 4th inning is J.T. Dierberg. Dierberg hitting 269. No extra base hits for J.T., but he does have 4 RBIs, Coach. Tommy Olson still on the hill for the Raiders.
That's where he needs to get that fastball, is bend and get down. He's a big boy.
Ball bounces in. Nice stop by Deppies.
He puts on weight now in the next year or two, and his fastball will pick up in velocity. And
You know, he's got a good frame, too, you know, for putting
and
on
he's
a little
throwing
weight.
with the correct hand.
There you go. That pitch makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike to Dierberg. Dierberg bounced out to the third baseman, Eigenberger. Ball off the screen, foul.
That was that bad hop that Eigenberger fielded so well, I think, huh, and threw him out.
I think that was Servey for Notre Dame. I know which one you mean. I believe that was Servey. The one to Eigenberger was the one that was grabbed by the grass so hard.
Now, nice pitch right in on the hands.
Ole with another strikeout. He has 2 on the afternoon to go with 4 walks, though, Coach.
Well, I said that's what Coach Wright was concerned about, was the bases on balls.
But even with that, the walks really haven't hurt him too much.
No, they haven't. No.
Was those base hits in the last inning, a couple of doubles and then the 2-base throwing error. Brody Miller up. Miller reached on a walk and stole a base. Well, Ellen is saying the walks did hurt him because he walked in a run in the first, but you also got to remember the one walk was an intentional walk. When I think it was 3-1 to Rotherham, and then they put him on intentionally. So, did hurt him a little bit. Notre Dame kind of ran themselves out of an inning.
Yeah, they did. Hit his bat.
Hit his bat for a foul. Yeah. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brody Miller. Miller was thrown out attempting to steal third. He stole second and was thrown out at third on a great throw from Noel Deppies. Ball bounced foul down the third base line. Fritz Zank and Eric Wiesman on the cameras. Kerry Kautzer spinning the dials in the truck, being assisted by Scott Mieloff. My partner is Bill Richards, and I'm Mike Martin. We're happy to bring you this ball game.
Full count, and obviously we don't want to put him on because he's going to steal again.
Line drive out to left field. Becker has to play it on a hop, and a good at bat for Brody Miller.
He's hitting 1,000.
Still. Yeah.
Guy's taking a chance, though.
2 for 2. God. We could only wish to be that good. And he's only a sophomore. That brings up the leadoff hitter, Matt Hannon. Hannon made a nice play to end the bottom of the third on a ball that Binder really scorched out the center field.
That ball was well hit. He got an excellent jump on the ball.
All right, Miller on it first. Hannon at the plate. Takes a curveball down and in. Sorry, doesn't make it right. 305. Hannon's batting average. Now there, I never had enough arm strength to get that ball over there very quick. You know, step back like that and then just throw it because it's all arm. You can't get your body into it much. Pitch hangs outside, makes it 2-0. We're assisted up here in the booth by Jeff Binns and Ellen Wright. Three 3-0. 1 out. We're in the top of the 4th. Notre Dame on top, 3-0. Coach, we're getting into that part of the lineup where
it's not good.
Yeah, Olson's going to have trouble, and there's a walk. 5th walk of the ball game. Puts runners on at first and second, and Matt Garden up, and Garden's 2 for 2 and scored a couple runs.
Pulled 2 balls in the right field, 1 for a double.
Garden hitting .333, has raised his average a bit.
We'll see how dangerously Brody's living here.
Ham playing back at second base, and Olson's behind the runner at first. And Brody Miller taking a great big lead out at second base. You can see that on your screen from this shot. Fritz Zank providing us with that angle. Pitch in for a strike. 1-1 is the count. North has a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. Who's number 12, Ellen?
He's going.
Bouncing ball over to Ham.
I was surprised Brody didn't try to score.
Well, it was a hit and run. And Notre Dame did move up the runners. They had Ham out of position too, Coach.
Yeah, they did. Yep. He was able to retreat.
Yeah. Who is that, Ellen? John Wiskamp. He's a transfer student from Sheboygan County Christian. Pitched a little bit in that Valders game. Looked pretty good, actually. Wiskamp warming up in the bullpen. Chet Zize up for Notre Dame. He's 1 for 2, singled back in the first. And then was out at home plate trying to steal home. Notre Dame has runners at second and third. 1-1 is the count. Coach, you're winding down your career as a conference commissioner.
Yeah, basically the next 3 weeks, when the spring sports are over, I'll be history. And
what kind of retirement package you get with that deal?
It's a parachute that you and I couldn't jump out of an airplane with.
Well, there's a drive out into right field. That's going to be a double, and 2 more runs are going to score for Notre Dame. Chet Zize with a good piece of hitting there.
Well, you remember first time he was up, and we were talking about how he was hitting the ball to the right side.
I said like he didn't get his top hand over, but that's okay. As long as you're hitting. And 2 more runs for Notre Dame. They now lead at 5-0. Kevin Rotherham is up.
You don't worry about style points then? A double is a double?
Yeah, right, really. I'm just happy to hit the ball. It's kind of like golf. I'm just happy to hit the ball. Kevin Rotherham is being intentionally walked again. Second intentional walk to him. And that's going to bring up Travis DeRocha. DeRocha hit a grounder to short that TJ Kellner let get away. No pinch runner for Rotherham. DeRocha 0 for 1, has a walk back in the first that drove home a run. He's their catcher. Ole sets, delivers line drive right to Eigenberger, knocks it down. Throw to first is not in time. Eigenberger hanging in there. That ball was hit hard.
Yeah, he did. He kept it in front of him. And
I think Coach hit an error.
Yeah, I'd probably give him an error because I'm an ex-pitcher.
Yeah, I think so. Ole likes us to give him an error too. That loads the bases. What'd you give him, Ellen? Well, what do you know, Jeff? It's one of his players. He gave him a hit. Now Chuck Zeiker was up here scoring. Old infielder, he gave him a hit too. Bases are loaded. FOT full of Tritons. Alex Stein up. Tries to bunt it right out to Olson. Makes a strong throw over to Olson at first. Jeff Olson for the out, and that ends the inning. But Notre Dame does come up with 2 more, and they lead it after 3.5 innings of play, 5-0.
It was a close play at first.
Low-fat cheese sandwiches on whole wheat bread. Chewy and good for you. Snacks high in calcium help build strong bones, and foods rich in fiber are good for your heart. so you have the power to dominate. Can your food do that? Run, throw, think, eat better. Find out more at smallstep.gov.
Our story begins with a journey for knowledge. For research indicates that when a parent taketh a more active role in their child's quest for education,
that child will be bestowed with higher grades and higher sense of being.
Just a wee bit of time out of your meeting schedule is all it takes to show your allegiance.
Hear what your kids are saying. Get more involved. Join your local PTA.
Back at Wildwood Baseball Park, we're conference leaders. Notre Dame at 9-1 are leading Sheboygan North 5-0. They have their ace and arguably the best athlete in the conference in Kevin Rotherham on the mound. He's working on a no-hitter, and we could set TV8 record this year having 2 no-hitters.
Oh, I guess. And last year,
Ebers pitched at 5-inning no-hitter for South, I think it was.
We almost had the perfect game by Andy Pigeon last year in softball.
That's right.
2 outs in the 7th.
That was at North, I believe.
At North, correct.
Yep. And that's where we'll be on the 17th. It's for the guys in the truck, so they know where to go.
See how I led you into that, Marty?
Really? We kind of had that planned, although we didn't talk about it. We're just kind of wavelength kind of thing.
Well, we'll see how many phone calls you give them.
I did actually send him an email, and I gave him I don't think I called him. Maybe I did. You never know when Kerry's going to check his email. That old fellow getting out of his seat there, coach, he was at the game when they played South. And never once yelled at the umpire.
Why was he here?
I don't know what which relative or which kid plays on the team that he knows. Or is it a relative of? Rotherham's grandpa, probably.
Oh.
That's what Jeff said. Just comes to the games, huh? No relation. Ball is low, makes it 3 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter in the 4th inning, which is Noel Deppies. He's second in the batting order, but leading off the inning. Gets a good rip at that one, but fouls it right at home plate.
Yeah, I think as Kevin gets into pitching more and more at a higher level, he'll be taking a little more time, and that'll help him capture his rhythm. Nice curveball again, 3-2.
Zeise, strong throw over to first, and there's 1 out for Notre Dame. Well, Deppie's got good wood on it, or good metal, but Notre Dame's defense solid. There you get a good shot of Coach Chris Wright. Pacing the sideline. That's the coach. He's my normal partner in all this, Coach Richards.
He's coaching while the game's going and talking to these young kids, and because of the youth on the team, that's a real necessity.
Yeah, you got to keep on top of those. I don't mean on top of them in a bad way, but just, talk to them like you said, keep them in the game. TJ Kellner up. Kellner walked back in the 1st inning and stole second with 2 outs, and that was North's only scoring opportunity.
Yeah, he stole second very easily.
Yeah, actually, he had a great jump. I remember that now that you bring it up. 8 in a row for Rotherham that he's retired since that walk. And 4 of those have been via the strikeout. David Thompson on deck. You're going to see him come into your screen, hustling after the foul ball. Maybe not. That pitch is down low. Evens count at 2-2. Infield back at all 4 positions. They're looking for Kellner to swing the bat. Outfield is straight away. Great day today. We had a great day for golf.
Outstanding.
And I imagine it was probably even warmer out by Valders.
It was 75, 76 degrees.
Yeah.
It's still a little cooler down by the lake, but decent today.
Yeah.
Very decent.
Well, that's where you live, down by the lake.
Yeah, it was 65 down there when I came to the game.
Pitch on the inside corner, called a strike. No argument by TJ. Ellen complaining up here in the booth. She didn't like that call.
Well, it hung a little bit, and
Yeah,
it was one of those you weren't sure if it was too high or too far inside.
Right, yeah. Hard to tell from up here.
Yep.
Actually, Ellen's got a pretty good view of that one. Pitches outside. Now did he swing?
Yep.
Yep. Dennis Swoboda calls it a strike. David Thompson up. Thompson went down swinging in the first on a half-hearted swing. He was fooled by a curveball, if I remember correctly. Eigenberger, the third baseman, is now warming up in the North High bullpen. He may be coming in. Pitch just off the outside corner makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes on Thompson. Curveball hangs up high.
That's probably about the poorest curveball he's throwing. It's really been a great pitch for him today.
Well, you know, in high school, you get a 2-pitch pitcher can really be effective.
Yep.
There it is, right down the middle. Called strike 3. First called strikeout by Rotherham, but that ends the 4th inning. And at the end of 4 complete, Notre Dame on top, 5-0.
What was TJ?
Tick, 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 tick. Massive heat waves.
Heat waves.
Tick. Severe droughts.
Tick, tick.
Tick, tick, tick.
Devastating hurricanes.
Tick, tick,
Tick, tick, tick, tick, tick.
Our future is up to you.
Tick.
Go to fightglobalwarming.com while there's still time.
Let's play a game. Let's pretend you own an apartment building and I want to rent from you. I make a good salary, have a good credit history. Would you rent your place to me? How about now? Do you still like me? What if I have an accent or a disability? What if I'm a single parent? Would you steer me away? Would you close the door? Would you?
The Fair Housing Act protects your right to live where you want. If you think you've been discriminated against, call us.
I'm amongst a pack of wolves up here. As soon as we got off the air, Ellen, Jeff, and Coach Richards all said, "What was TJ's?" That was a called strikeout too. So,
which was the previous hitter.
Yep, the previous hitter. So in that 4th inning, 2 North batters struck out. Both of them were called strikeouts. But Ellen said that pitch to TJ was definitely high and inside, and should not have been called a strike. Tommy Olson still on the hill for North. And Tony Zacharias, the first baseman, will be leading off for the Tritons. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. I'll tell you, they put on a lot of base runners in this ball game.
They really have. They really have. They've threatened pretty much each inning.
They're going to roll through the 4th time in the order after this inning. And we're only in the 5th inning. So they're turning the lineup over. Big rip at a pitch by Olson, and Zacharias comes up empty. Hey, Coach, what was your best pitch?
Fastball.
Get out of here.
Fastball, probably. It was a curveball early, and then when I got a little quicker, the curve probably wasn't as good. I'm not sure why, but that happens.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Zacharias hit the ball hard, but right at Alex Binder, and Alex put it away. JT Dierberg is up. Dierberg 0 for 2, hitting .269. It's a good rip and came up empty again.
Good first pitch by Tommy. That's what's really crucial. If you get that first pitch in there, it's the most important pitch to any hitter.
Ball 1. 1-1 is the count. Pitch just a little bit low. I'm trying to think, what was my best pitch? I think it was in the bullpen.
Was Coach, I have to go to the bathroom. That was the pitch.
That was a line. I didn't have a best pitch, I don't think.
All of them were good.
None of them were very good, though. They were all medium.
Did you have a circle change?
We didn't have circle changes when I pitched. One thing I will say is I did have pretty good control, and when I was having a good night, I could spot my curveball.
Which is good.
That was good.
Yep.
But it wasn't. I wouldn't call it a real good curveball either. You know, it was more of a rounder. And if you ran up against good hitters, it doesn't matter in a way.
They didn't have sliders then, probably.
I didn't throw one. I don't.
They didn't have.
They did have
split-fingered fastballs.
They did have regular gloves, though. Stolen base for
Excuse my laughing. That was good.
Brody Miller's up. Miller is 1 for 1. He's still batting 1,000 on the year.
We got to get him out of this funk he's in here.
Yeah, really. Oh man.
Stealing third.
Well, Deppy's with a strong throw to third, but Dierberg had such a great jump. There was really not a chance. I think even if the throw is right on the money, he's not going to get him that time.
He gets rid of the ball very quickly too. Again, it's a left-handed batter, but still he gets it out of the glove, and as you say, he's got a nice knee ball throw down there.
1-1 is the count to Miller. Infield moves up to try and cut off the run. There's one out. Runner on third base now. Dierberg reached on a walk and has stolen second and third. Brody Miller is up. All four drive
there
out
goes
to
1,000.
Yeah, but if it's a sac fly, it won't count as an
right,
at-bat.
Right.
Strong throw to home, but not in time. So Miller continues to bat 1,000. That time he hit a sacrifice fly to drive in J.T. Dierberg, and Notre Dame now leads it 6-0. And Matt Hannon up. Hannon 0 for 1, but he scored a run on a couple of walks.
Well, Brody's made nice contact the last couple of times up there. He had a hit the previous time.
Yeah, he has. Hannon hitting .385 as he steps in. Well, Coach, when you cease being the conference commissioner, you're going to be a little bit out of the loop.
Well, I plan on doing more TV and radio work.
Where would that be?
Free time.
Where are you going to do that? TV 20?
WCOW, W Cow in Sparta.
You're not moving back there, are you?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's good. Ole in the windup, nobody on base, and there's 2 outs.
Good ball, very good. He got on top of that one really well. Bounces off the mound pretty well too.
He's quick, you know, reasonably quick for, of course, he's a basketball player. Big guy, he moves his feet. There's that curveball again, huh, Coach?
Great.
Strike 3. Hannon goes down on strikes for the second time in the ball game, but Notre Dame does tack on another run, and at the end of 4.5 innings of play, it's Notre Dame 6, North nothing. Thought he got it in there.
Drivers face all kinds of distractions. Before your wireless phone becomes one of them, stop. Drive safely. Keep your phone in easy reach and dial sensibly. In bad weather or traffic, call later and use a hands-free device. Remember, with wireless, safety is your call.
Once they've outgrown their toddler seat, they're still not ready for adult safety belts alone. 4'9" is the magic number. Until then, kids need a booster seat. Make sure your little pumpkin gets there safely. Visit boosterseat.gov.
You get a good shot of some of the North High fans. They're looking for North's first base hit just like you and I are, Coach. Josh Becker, the left fielder, leading off the inning for Sheboygan. He's 0 for 1.
Well, Kevin hasn't obviously had to throw a lot of pitches, so we expect that he's going to be just as fresh as when he started. Well, kind of overthrows a little bit, but you know, that's a 17 or 18-year-old, and they'll fine-tune him in college, or if that's where he goes, or to the pros.
That pitch is inside. Makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Josh Becker out in left field for this ball game. Lines one foul down the first base line. Josh is 3 for 29 as he steps in. Just a tad over 100 on his batting average. It's been a struggle this year for the Raiders, Coach. You know.
Well, they're not. You're right. They're not getting a lot of base runners, and playing from behind a little bit is tough.
Curveball is outside, and that makes the count 3 balls and 2 strikes.
He may come right back to that pitch. No, the high, hard one.
Yeah, and Becker not able to catch up with it, so that's strike 3.
It's tough to catch up there. It's a 3-eye league fastball, they used to call him, Mike.
11 in a row for Rotherham. Let's see, 3 eyes. International.
Illinois, Iowa, and Indiana.
Yeah, is that still
Illinois?
Is there still a 3-eye league?
No, I don't think so. That's changed so much. In fact, you know, I have a son in Nashville, and Nashville's struggling right now on building a new ballpark. And if
I
they
read
don't,
that in Baseball America.
They may lose. Nashville may lose that team, and that town's always had a minor league team.
Another ball 2.
They were going to build a stadium right next to the Titan Stadium down by the river, and they wouldn't come up with the money, and now they have to talk about refurbishing the old park, which is a nice park, but you know, they want boxes and more revenue to be generated.
There's a pitch in there for a strike, makes it 3 balls and 1 strike to Tommy Olson. Olson bounced to the first baseman unassisted. And it's a second walk of the ball game, and that breaks the string of outs for North at 11. Jeff Olson now batting. Jeff is 1 for 9, hitting 111 on the season. Jeff mentioning that Notre Dame has only turned 1 double play on the season, but when you're retiring guys, you know, not putting many men on base, that's understandable. Plus, when you got Rotherham striking out a lot of batters. Good rip, but Olson swings right through it.
Yeah, you can make stats look any way you want, and they can be misleading.
Rotherham's pitch is just a tad outside, makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. I think Andy coaches basketball too, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Wasn't he at Notre Dame? No, pardon me, at Southwest. Right.
Right.
At St. Norbert's, assistant basketball coach. Andy Kunert. I thought I saw him in Sheboygan this year for one of the basketball games. Pitches a strike, makes the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. There you get a good shot at Jeff Olson. Ole playing first base tonight for the Raiders. Oh,
Again, in on the hands.
That pitch is almost unhittable.
It's tough to get kids to lay off of it, and as you say, it's pretty much unhittable.
Ryan Ham stepping in. Ryan grounded to short his last time up. 3 for 18 on the season. Makes it about 168, his batting average or so.
Nice curveball, down again. Pretty much has the same arm angle for both of those pitches, which makes it more deceptive to the batter.
Hard to read what the pitch is when you come with the same angle.
He had him there, except he just didn't get it down.
Runner at first for North is Tommy Olson. Line drive out to center field. Hannon coming in and makes the catch, and that ends the inning. Another ball hit hard by North, but they're not finding any grass, and at the end of 5 innings of play, it's 6-0 Notre Dame, and Rotherham still twirling a no-hitter.
Fruit. What a tasty treat. Fruits packed with potassium and other nutrients can help keep your heart pumping strong during the game. And they give you energy back so you can take on the next activity. Can your food do that? Run, throw, think, eat better. Find out more at smallstep.gov.
The Breast Cancer Research Foundation.
Ryan Eigenberger is going to be on the hill there. You see Nate's mom in the sunglasses. Nate Mrs. Hummich. And their daughter off to the left. And Adam Thompson's mom in the dark hair, sunglasses. David Thompson.
Adam would be glad to hear that.
Ryan Eigenberger taking the hill now for Sheboygan North. And you get a good shot of Ryan through the fence. And there's been some other moving around of players. Binder moving into second base. Ham moves over to third. And I believe Olson is out in center field. But we're not going to worry about all that. Eigenberger faces Mac Garden, his first hitter. Garden is 2 for 3 and scored a couple runs. Coach?
He's looked good. He's looked good. He's pulled the ball every time and stays down real well.
He's their number 2 hitter. Pitch is in there for a strike. Makes the count 1-1. There you see Bill, the captain, giving the signal. Eigenberger in the windup. Ball is fouled back. That evens the count at 2-2. Binder out in left and Olson out in center. Becker out in left, I mean. Binder moved into second base, I believe. Bouncing ball to Jeff Olson. He takes it to the bag for the easy out. Field grounder too, Coach.
Yeah, he's got a nice glove over there. Excellent.
I think it's a Wilson 2000.
A2000, yep.
A2000.
You and I had an A2002.
Because it was a lefty.
Lefty.
Or actually it was a right-handed glove.
Right. We paid more for those gloves, well, I won't say how many years ago, but they're cheaper now than they were then.
Seriously?
Yep.
Wow, that's kind of amazing. I think everything has gone up.
They must farm them all out, you know, you got an Indonesian.
Right, yep. Not too many gloves made in America anymore. Chet Zize is up. Zize is 2 for 3. There's a couple of RBIs. Doubled in a pair back in the 4th inning. Ellen, you got the defense figured yet? Ryan Eigenberger throws that pitch up and in. Good shot of Ole. Now, if that was a picture of me, I'd say that's my better side. Wiskamp is playing third and came in for Ham probably. And there's a walk to Zize. And that brings up Kevin Rotherham. Rotherham is 1 for 1 with a couple of walks, and he's scored a run. He also has an RBI.
Yeah, they gave him a couple of intentional walks. One was on a ball 4, and
yeah, I was thinking it was 3 and 1, and they walked him back on the first, and that backfired because the next batter walked too. That's how Notre Dame scored their first run. Well, in that South game that the Red Wings lost 1-0, they got a runner on. Notre Dame did via a walk, and he wound up scoring on an error, I believe. And obviously that was the only run scored. Olson on his horse isn't going to catch up to that one. It bounces off the Budweiser sign. Coming around and scoring is Chet Zize on a long double by Kevin Rotherham. He tagged that one, Coach.
Yeah, that ball was hit on the line. And if he'd have gotten under it a bit, it might have been out of here.
Oh, all he could see Ole was his number.
Yep.
He was chugging after it.
He was playing pretty deeply, too.
Yeah, he was. That brings up the catcher, Travis DeRocha. Travis looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 2. Reached both times on a couple of, well, maybe he's 1 for 2. We got him down for 2 errors, but that second one might have been a hit. It was a scorcher right at Ryan Eigenberger, and Jeff is saying erase that E5 and make it a hit. All right, Jeff. You happy now? Yeah.
We lost the battle.
Yeah. You know, I got a feeling we're going to lose the war, too.
Yeah.
That all started with, who'd that start with, you, Jeff, or with Ellen? Or are you guys against this right from the get-go? Tag team, Jeff says. So we were done for right from the beginning, Coach. Ooh. DeRocha takes one for the team.
He'll get a pinch runner, I think.
Yeah, Myers has been the guy. See if he comes out. He does. Steve Myers is going to courtesy run again. His 4th time in the ball game. And that brings up Alex Stein. Sign of old age. Gary Kautzer running this camera now. Scott Meloff in the truck. And Fritz getting a little bit of a break.
It's the Stein of the times.
Coach, come on. You've been so good through these broadcasts. Now you got to come up with that. Oh, another hit batter.
Was that a replay? Or?
Stein takes one again, or not again, but takes one for the team. And now the bases are loaded and there's only one out.
Now this is a pinch batter, right?
Number 6.
Zacharias, another Zacharias.
Yeah, Joey Zacharias is coming in to bat. A pinch hit for his brother, I believe it. It is. What is that, Jeff? Are they brothers? That would make them brothers.
I knew that was coming.
Quit toying with me, Jeff. Joey Zacharias took that first pitch for a strike, I believe. That pitch rides up high, though. Bases are loaded. And there's only one out. And they do have, Notre Dame does have a run in already. Rotherham over at third. Ryan Eigenberger on the mound. His first inning of work is not going as smoothly as he would have liked, Coach.
No, he's having trouble getting it in there. It looks like his ball moves a little bit, darts a little bit, but he's still got to throw strikes.
Then you got to set up, the catcher should just set up in the middle of the plate.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to be working corners if you can't. There's a good pitch.
Zacharias swings through that Eigenberger pitch, and that evens the count at 2-2. Third baseman is even with the bag. Short and second are back at their positions, and Jeff Olson playing behind the runner at first. Breaking ball is bounced foul.
Just barely got aluminum on that one.
Hey, what do you think about the CLC going to wood bats? I think we may have talked about that at the girls' game, but
I kind of like it. I think it's great. I don't know if how much the industry is, how big their lobby is. I think we talked about that too. The fact that the people with the money want to make wood bats because they're selling them.
Coming in to bat, a pinch hitter is Matt Ihlenfeld, number 21. Got a batting average, Jeff? Yeah. Ihlenfeld hitting .333, 1 for 3, has not seen a lot of action, but Coach getting a lot of players in tonight that may not normally play. First pitch rides up high for a ball. Again, before I forget, thank you goes out to Jeff Binns, who's joined us here and providing us with a lot of stat work for Notre Dame, and we really appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you. Notre Dame on top 7-0, threatening to break it wide open. Ball is fouled into the dugout area of Notre Dame. Ihlenfeld has a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Ryan Eigenberger on the mound for the Raiders. There are 2 outs. But the bases are loaded, and Ihlenfeld swings and misses on a pitch. It looked out of the strike zone, Coach.
Yeah, it was, and they haven't swung at a lot of bad pitches today. Pretty disciplined hitters.
But that does it in the 6th inning for the Tritons, and they do tack on another run. And after 5.5 innings of play, Notre Dame on top, 7-0.
Two million seals and counting killed over the last decade. Make your voice heard. Visit ifaw.org to end the cruelty.
Back at Wildwood Baseball Park, where first place Notre Dame leads Sheboygan North by a score of 7-0. Coach, WIA came out with some of their assignments for regional and sectional play for the umpires I'm talking now, but there's something that's changed too, because it used to be the schools had to get their own umpires for regional play.
Yes, yeah, they've gone to that. I'm not sure how they do it, if they do it a lot by computers. For 2 or 3 years, I went up and assigned them for sectionals and state, but not, as you say, not the regional. So I don't know if this is done, I
didn't get any regional games last year. I did get, actually got 2 this year, but I was talking to my partner, Herb Rordink, and he said he got a regional game last year, and they sent him up to Algoma. Well, he lives in Oostburg.
Yeah, and that's really the negative part, I think, about not doing it the
by
way
school.
We used to do it piecemeal, and maybe they do throw it in a computer. There must be 200 umpires between here and Algoma. You say Algoma?
Yes.
I mean, look how many baseball umpires there are in Green Bay.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And even
they're
up in
paying mileage, so they complain about paying too much mileage. Well,
a few years ago, I had a sectional game in Bayport, and I got as much in mileage as I did for doing the game. I got $100.
Certainly.
$50 mileage, $50 for the game.
Yeah, every now and then they'll do something like that will cause you to wonder.
Another ball hit foul by Ryan Eigenberger. He's 0 for 1 in the game. Only his second at bat, Coach. He's a number 9 hitter. And, we've talked about it on and off throughout the game. Rotherham has really been
he's been mowing him down.
Yep. Yeah, mowing him down is a good way to put it, too. Only 2 runners have reached for North. There's a pitch just off the outside corner.
Yeah, he wanted that. Well, we all do, right? But was close.
Eigenberger swings through that pitch for another strikeout. 9 strikeouts. He's got 9. Looking to go to double digits. Alex Binder, the leadoff hitter for the Golden Raiders, is up. Alex is 0 for 2. Alex moved from center field to second base when Ryan Eigenberger was brought in to pitch.
It's good to get them a little experience at different spots too, because you start thinking about with all these young kids, where are they going to be playing next year, and what's the best spot for them.
Eigenberger is.
I always like to have you sitting right next to me in basketball.
You couldn't have that done enough, could you? Binder grounds out to third base. I was just going to say about Eigenberger before I was so rudely interrupted. This is his 4th conference game, but he's only got, now he has 8 innings pitched in league. That brings up Noel Deppies. That wasn't that bad.
Well, we're fortunate that we didn't have the 3-point shot then.
Oh, gosh. Although I wasn't a long shooter. I didn't shoot him from real way out. Andy Kunert coming out to talk to the home plate umpire. Not sure what this is about. Team ERA conference is for Notre Dame is 0.88. Wow.
Not too shabby, huh?
Ooh, gonna win a lot of ball games with an ERA like that. We're not sure what that was about. Chris Wright came down and joined in the conversation. Stepping in to hit is Noel Deppies. Deppies grounded to third and grounded to short, so he's been able to pull the ball off of Rotherham. You know, of the guys that have batted today, Coach, Noel would be the guy I would think has the best opportunity to get a hit.
A good swing there. He was right on that pitch.
Ellen said he's running 102 fever today. Kerry Kautzer in the booth with us now as Fritz Zank takes over that shot right there. He drills one out to center field. No one's going to get that one. That's going to be extra bases. And Deppy's heading around second. He's going to be safe. Bounces off the helmet. But he holds it third. No doubter, Coach. He scorched that
I was
one.
watching Rotherham. He's not used to having someone hit one like that. He never moved off the mound to back up anywhere.
Chris Rideout talking to him. There's a couple of guys. They both wear number 23. I'm not sure what that was all about. I don't think we need a visit by Andy Kunert on the mound, though. They got a 7-run lead, and there is 2 outs.
Because he broke up the no-hitter, I suppose he's consoling him a little bit.
It went 5 2/3 innings of no-hit ball, and that, by the way, was the first hit by North off of Rotherham, because he did fire a no-hitter at him the first game of the season, conference game.
And you did call Deppes as the one that...
Yeah, well, I just think, he's pulled the ball on him twice, and he is a good hitter. I was a little surprised he went for third, because I thought they had a play on him.
Yeah, down 7.
That brings up T.J. Kellner. Kellner,
that's
soft liner, but coming in and making the play was Joey Zacharias. Zacharias made it look not as easy as it should have been, but he did make the catch. And at the end of 6 innings of play, Notre Dame still on top 7-0, but North does have a hit.
When I need you, I just close my eyes and I'm with you, and all that I so wanna give you, it's only a
You don't have to be a hero to be a hero. When you adopt a child from foster care, just being there makes all the difference.
Pop quiz for you. In what movie did I play a gang leader struggling in school? Who was my teacher? What did I learn in math class? Oh, and here's one about you. What did your kid learn in math class today?
Know what really matters. Know about your kid's school and know about your kid. Find out 100 ways to know more, do more.
Back at Wildwood Baseball Park, where North trails Notre Dame 7-0, and we're entering the 7th inning. Mike Martin along with Bill Richards bringing you the ball game. And Eigenberger back on the mound for the Raiders had a tough 6th inning, although he only allowed 1 run.
Yeah, it could have been worse and got out of with a strikeout, didn't he?
Could we say that Notre Dame had 3 hits in that inning? They got beaten twice and somebody hit a double.
Yeah, consecutive bean balls.
Brody Miller is scheduled to hit, but coming in is Mike Servey is going to bat. He was hit for first 6 innings, so Servey's going to bat now in the 7th.
They took Brody out because he was only hitting 1,000.
Yeah. Well, we almost had him, but that
fly
ball went as a sac fly. Pitch is a strike. I know if it was you and I, we'd both think, oh, we're only 2 for 3. We're not taking that sac fly, right?
I'm not sure when the rule came in.
Well, it probably wasn't in when you started playing, but I know it was in when I started.
Well, I can remember when you got a walk, Ted Williams didn't win a batting title because the walk didn't count as a time at bat, which we know it doesn't, but you had to have so many bats to win the title.
But you know what they'll do too? Let's say a guy doesn't have enough at-bats to win the title. If you gave him enough at-bats without a hit, let's say 20 at-bats without a hit, and he still led the league, then you could deem him the champion.
That should be enough.
All right, Mike Servey strikes out, and that brings up the leadoff hitter, Matt Hannon. Well, Hannon's had a tough night, Coach. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts, and he did walk a couple times, and he did score a run, but I'm sure Matt would like to be hitting the ball. This is Matt's 5th time at bat in a game. That pitch is a strike by Eigenberger.
Yeah, there's been plenty of base runners for the Tritons tonight.
I'd count them, but we don't have enough time. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Bill, the captain, our home plate umpire, doing a good job tonight. That pitch is a strike. Just touching the outside corner. Evens the count, loads the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. That ball bounces in. Another walk to Matt Hannon, his 3rd. That'd be an interesting stat. Nine walks by North pitchers plus the 2-hit batsman. So 11 guys they put on base.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that's a tough stat.
Really. Well, Mac Garden was scheduled to hit, but we have another batter up there for him. Radke, number 27. Greg Radke.
Isn't it Radke when you shake the dice and don't get an ace?
I believe so. Jeff would know about that. He's a gambler from way back. Radke is 0 for 1. Looking for his first hit. Line drive out on the New Jersey Avenue. Only if it's from Green Bay. Jeff is saying, hit a car, hit a car. Only if it's from Green Bay. Matt Hannon on first base. Be interesting to see if Coach has him running. Bouncing ball to third. Wiskamp can't make the play, but it goes right to TJ Kellner, who throws to first. Good scoop by Jeff Olson, but not in time.
And what is Assistant Coach Wright calling that one?
Yeah. What is that, Coach Wright? Jeff says a base hit. I think it should be an error, actually.
Oh my! I don't mind the other one, but that was the poster child for an error.
Line drive in the gap.
That's a hit. That's a Wurlitzer.
A line drive double by Chet Zize drives in a run.
Which field did he hit to, Marty?
The opposite field. He went shopping at the gap.
Yeah. He hits everything right of second.
Radke holds at third. It's a E5. Enough said. Okay. Radke reaches on the air and is now perched on third. Chet Zize at an RBI double is on second. And batting is Kevin Rotherham. Rotherham is 2 for 2 with a couple of walks. Has 2 RBIs also. Looking to add to that total. Breaking ball is inside for ball 1. And the sun coming out.
Nice sun, yeah. Beautiful. Let's play 2.
Speaking of playing 2, I have to umpire a doubleheader on Thursday. South must have a makeup game. I'm not sure who
with
that's
West.
A doubleheader against West. That'll be an important 2 games for South. They can't afford any more losses.
But with those 2 chuckers, it's...
Yeah. Retzak and Martin doing that game.
Frickin' frack.
Ball's outside. That makes it 3 balls and 1 strike.
Is that a 4:15 start, Mike?
No, they're going to start it at 1:45. I think they wanted to go a little earlier, but I had a little trouble getting there any earlier than that.
Quarter to 4?
Yes. Because our school leaves out right around 3 o'clock. Little at 5 after 3, I think it is. Another walk to Rotherham, and that loads the bases again for Notre Dame. And it just seems like so many innings they've had the bases loaded. And we commented before, Coach, about turning the lineup over, and man, they're on their 5th time around.
So what is that, 10 walks?
Yep, 10 walks and 2 hit batsmen. 12 guys reaching base. Strike to DeRocha. He's 1 for 2 with a walk and a hit batsman. He does have an RBI. Walked with the bases loaded back in the 1st to bring home Notre Dame's first run. We have 1 out here in the 7th. Now, Notre Dame could score 6-7 runs. It wouldn't matter. North is still going to get there at bat.
Yep.
Because when you get to that 10-run rule, everybody has to have equal amount of outs. Or the losing team can have more outs, but that ball fouled straight back. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count. Gary's saying this game is starting to drag on. I thought it was dragging on way before the 7th. But we're not even at, we are just, no, not even 2-hour game so far. If we started right at 1/4 after. Line drive hit out to left field. 1 run is in. And runner at 2nd holds. So Radke scores. Zeise is at 3rd. Rotherham moves up to 2nd, and DeRocha's on at 1st with a hit. And Steve Myers comes in again to run. Let's see what Coach is going to do now. They are going to do some switching.
Eichenberger must have gone out.
Yeah, they're taking him out. Number 2, Hummich, is coming in to pitch. Nate has pitched 1 game in conference so far. This will be his 2nd game. He's pitched 2/3 of an inning. Has an ERA of 0.00. No. Binder was at 2nd base. I think Hummich came in from right field to pitch, and they're going to put Binder back in center, and Tommy Olson will move over to right. Right now the score is 8-0, Notre Dame on top. And they've scored. They scored in the 1st, they didn't score in the 2nd, then they've scored in every inning since. And they have a nice ball club. You know what I was impressed with, Coach, is not just the pitching of Rotherham, of course, but their defense seemed very solid.
Yeah, they appear to be very quick. And, you can tell that, too, from their base running. They've got good speed, and that's a commodity you can't coach.
Nathan Hummage is a senior. It's his last year of baseball at North High School. Played some football for the Raiders.
Excellent defensive back.
Very fast.
Good right fielder, good defensive player.
Noel Deppies and him talking over the signs. One is a fastball, one is a fastball, and one is a fastball. Chuck it in there.
His curve did look pretty straight.
Alex Stein up again. First pitch is a ball. Alex is 0 for 3. Did reach his last time up on a hit batter. Bouncing ball to short, a high hopper. Good scoop by TJ. Throw to second for 1. And back to first, but not in time. So Stein reaches on a fielder's choice, and he gets an RBI, Coach.
Yeah, it wasn't really hit quite hard enough. Actually, they turned it really well. It was a tough play by TJ, and a good turn at second, and close play.
Well, they keep Rotherham out on the bases. He's perched over at third. Stein is at first. And Joey Zacharias is hitting. Joey struck out his first time up.
We got Matt Hannon warming up in the Notre Dame pen.
I wonder if they'll bring him in.
As long as the no-hitter's gone.
Right. Probably wouldn't be the worst thing. That pitch is in for a strike. Evens the count, makes the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Stretch by Hummich and the pitch. Ball rides way outside. One ball and 2 strikes. That's what the umpire just signaled. 1 and 2. Bouncing ball up the middle. Kellner wheels a throw over to first in time.
Nice throw. Good play by TJ.
Ball actually took a funny hop off the mound. You don't see that very often, but that ends the inning for Notre Dame. They tack on 3 more. And the score is now 10-0.
The United Church of Christ. No matter who you are or where you are in life's journey, you're welcome here.
If you're not helping after-school programs, you're really helping to take them away.
That wasn't very nice.
After-school programs, wouldn't you rather be helping?
Matt Hannon is going to pitch the 7th inning for Notre Dame now that the no-hitter is a non-issue. And Kevin Rotherham is going to trot out and play center field, probably the first time in over a year that he's played out there. Our score after 6.5 is Notre Dame 10, North nothing. And Nate Hummich, who was out on the mound to finish off that 6th inning, Coach, is going to get a chance to hit in the 7th.
Well, we'll see with his speed. He doesn't have to get a lot of aluminum on it.
Probably
especially
the less the better.
Batting on the left side from the batting left-handed.
Did you ever coach baseball?
Well, I managed a couple of years in the summer. It's a semi-pro team.
That's when you would teach in Sheboygan, go back home in the summertime?
Right.
You played for the A's for a little bit there,
Just,
right?
Yeah.
Before you left,
a
actually.
few times, a few years. Bobby Dortmund was a catcher, and actually it was at Old Legion Park.
Mm-hmm.
And it was enjoyable. Of course, Denny Moyer, who's this town should be really appreciative of what he's done over the years for the A's and for kids and for baseball in general. It's what makes Sheboygan a good baseball town.
Right. Yeah. Very, very true. Mr. Baseball. And
I don't know if you did. You happened to go out to the museum a couple of weeks ago.
You know, that day I had to umpire a doubleheader, and it was 11 to about 3. It was basically right during the time of that presentation. My friend, well, Hippo, Glenn Hilpertshauser, got me some literature and got it to me, and looked like a really nice.
It was excellent. It was very well done. I'll see. You can steal first.
How much nicked on the elbow?
Oh, if it hit his crazy bone.
Yeah, really. Nathan Mielke talking to him. Nathan, one of the coaches for North, along with Dave Gare and Craig Walters. Craig not able to coach first this year. Bill, he hurt his knee playing basketball over the winter time, and
he said he can't golf until August.
Yeah, right. I was talking to him. Josh Becker, the left fielder, is in to bat. Josh is 0 for 2. Hummich on it first. Interesting to see if he goes. DeRocha's got a pretty good arm behind the plate for the Tritons. But untested today. I'll tell you this much, Coach. I think it's been a long time since we finished this soda. Should have brought up 4 of them, or 5. Oh, nice throw, but not in time. Hummich outrunning the throw. Steals second.
Stat builder.
Yeah, really. Oh, and that North Valders game was 2-1 to the batter. North is batting. They had a runner on second. I can't remember who the kid was. But all of a sudden the pitch comes in and he starts trotting the third, because it was a bad pitch.
Yeah.
Thinking it was ball 4. The catcher, what's going on? He makes a bad throw to third. The third baseman caught it, but the guy trots into third base. He still didn't realize what was going on until he was on the base. Chris Wright he couldn't hardly stop him from laughing. Who came in the pinch run? How much is still out there? John Willits. Pitch is called a strike on Becker.
I think they're concerned about Nate's elbow or arm.
Yeah, well, get that taken care of. This game is basically over. Becker with a line drive out to right, and it gets by the right fielder. Sunfield coach played havoc with him there. And Becker goes in to second base with a double. Sun-aided, might add.
E-Sun.
E-Sun. And that brings up Tommy Olson. Olson 0 for 1, and he walked back in the 5th. Well, good for Sheboygan. They're on the board. Matt Hannon delivers a pitch just off the outside corner for ball 1. Run in for North in the 7th, and there's nobody out, and they still have a runner on second base. Josh Becker.
Tough pitch.
I'll tell you, that sun is brutal, Coach.
Well, we haven't seen it since September, so that's...
Becker takes his lead off of second base. Here you see him out there. Curveball. Olson swings through it. Ole flailing away at that one.
It was a good curveball. I don't know how many innings has Hannon pitched this year. Another good curve, but he got good wood on it.
1.2. It drops in front of the right fielder, and Becker's going to hold at third. Coach, you can tell Notre Dame is not used to having the other team have a lot of base runners because, again, Hannon didn't get over and cover behind third.
Yep.
You know, he wasn't in a good position to be of help. How many did you say, Jeff? 1.2 only for Matt Hannon pitching this year.
Zizes are their second checker.
That brings up Jeff Olson.
That ball was very catchable and right. You
Yeah, it
know,
looked like
again,
it.
the sun is tough.
Einfeld, I believe, is out there now. Out and right. Pinch hit for Dierberg. Dierberg went back in the ball game then. Okay, so Dierberg, the starter, is out and right. Tommy Olson on at first, getting a nice lead. He takes off and runs. And makes it without a throw. We gave him a stolen base.
That's an interesting thing now too. Deciding whether it's a stolen base or not. Not in this instance, but
No. Well, in pro baseball they do
yeah,
that so much.
where the first baseman drops off the bag, then it's not a steal.
Used to never see that.
I know.
In the last
true.
4 or 5 years, you know, it's pretty commonplace. There's still nobody out. North has runners on second and third. They're down 10-1. And Jeff Olson swinging at a pitch way out of the strike zone. Strikes out. And that brings up John Wiskamp. Who's number 13, Ellen? Justin Henschel in. I thought we had talked about Wiskamp earlier in the game being number 12. Wiskamp is on deck. Henschel was probably the guy that came in to play third base, too. In that Valders game, he was at second. Jeff going into his program and making the substitutions. Correct. That pitch rides in low. Makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Hope you don't have a dinner date tonight, Coach.
I called her already.
Ball is fouled. Out of play.
Well, it's good to see North get on the board and
Get a little action here in the last inning. They have a game on Tuesday, but I'm not sure who they play. Be out of town. Pop up. DeRocha in foul territory makes the play.
See, the pitcher should be covering home. He's going to get caught if he.
Throw back to third is not in time.
The pitcher should cover home on that pop-up.
Yep, yeah, you're right. He makes the play. Pitcher goes to home, and everything is fine. And that brings up John Wiskamp, pinch hitting for Eigenberger. Wiskamp is not batted this year yet in conference play. Takes the first pitch for a strike. North has runners on second and third. Becker playing a little gutsy at third on that catch by DeRocha is on third. And Tommy Olson on second. Where's that Harry Carey button? Pitch just off the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Wiskamp. Hannon strikes out Wiskamp to end the ball game, and that's it. Sheboygan North drops a conference game to Green Bay Notre Dame 10-1, and Rotherham looked every bit the star tonight. Coach, he was really outstanding.
Yeah, he did. He had control of the game right away, and they got a couple runs for him, and I think that always helps you relax a little bit too.
They look pretty good on offense, too, and as Jeff was feeding me some of the statistics, I mean, they got a lot of healthy batting averages up and down their lineup.
A lot of guys go the opposite field. One left-handed batter, Brody, he slices it, and the other guy pulls it, and Zize goes the other way 2 or 3 times today, so they're pretty well balanced.
That's going to do it for our broadcast. One more time, Green Bay Notre Dame defeats Sheboygan North to run their conference record to 10-1, and they win the ball game tonight by a score of 10-1. And that's going to do it for our broadcast. Great job by the crew. For my partner, Bill Richards, I'm Mike Martin saying thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you down the road.